Hey everyone, Luke Dog here, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed Unity. For some reason I almost said Dragon Age Origins. As you can see, I've outfitted my outfit with some new gear. And now, we're gonna go around and continue collecting stuff. Oh wait, this is down on the ground, duh.
Oui,
Or is it in here? Patriot 1791. The armies of the Prince Bishop and his allies now threaten our brothers in league. The young republic cannot withstand the might of the Habsburgs machine for long. Should they seek shelter in France, will not turn them away. Few onlookers were seen at yesterday's representation of Le Barbier de Seville. It is believed, in light of recent events, that the upper crust aura surrounding the outlandish playwright Beaumarchais has kept merrymakers at bay. Unknown rogues have made off with a selection of the crown jewels. As these are part of the treasury of France, those guilty are not only thieves but traitors. Report any suspicious pawners at once. Citizen Mirabeau has won election to the post of President of the National Constituent Assembly. After a long, varied, and mostly distinguished career, the respect he has earned from all sides should help France get things done. While the appeal of owning a piece of the Bastille may find favor with some misguided few, the Royal Director of Buildings is of a different and certainly legal superior opinion. He asks that you please desist in the practice. Let's go get the cockade. There you are. Saw a crowd marker on the map. Get back here. Just is above me, got it. There's usually a window by a balcony, except for this. Must be on the other side then. This is a level 3 though. Yeah, no way. Can't get it.
j'imagine que c'est dans
J'ai assez d'argent sur passé. Vous étiez là. J'ai oublié mon chez moi. Allez chercher.
If I get my hands on you!
Shush.
You won't get away!
advantage. Thank you. And I'm now an elite recruit. The more assassin things you do, the higher your rank goes. So basically, act like an assassin. Simply can't climb that. Liberté ou la mort. Liberty or death.
On a tué quelqu'un ici.
Okay, let's actually put a marker on here. Oh, I'm right here.
De quoi?
Il y a de l'animation.
On dirait qu'il se passe quelque chose.
The old assassin den hidden in the nearby Café Theatre. Go there to help the Brotherhood. Okay. I think I will.
Something I can help you with?
What is this place?
It connects to the sanctuary. Less flashy than the Sainte-Chapelle entrance, but we own the building. Used to be part of our intelligence network. But the place has fallen on hard times.
How can I help?
I'll keep an ear out for any opportunities that come up. You might also speak to the Intendant about renovating the building itself.
I'm not exactly flush with coin just now.
Any revenues the cafe generates are yours to do with as you see fit. The money is deposited in the chest in the study, and the more improvements you make...
The more revenue.
Quite. You might also find that expanding our reach into other districts will pay dividends.
Merci.
So it's basically like Montergione in AC2. Edward's outfit is unlocked. Welcome to the cafe. It's still undergoing renovations. You can improve it by purchasing renovations and by accepting missions from the cafe manager, Madame Gouze. $20. Renovate the ground floor.
It seems that workmen renovating the main wing found a small room hidden behind the kitchen. Its contents may be of interest to you.
Ooh. Let's go see what's there then. Journal of Tomas de Carnelion, October 12th, 1307. It is done. All is in readiness, and there is naught left to do but wait for the coming of the dawn. Mentor Guillaume de Nogaret has bent the king's will to ours, and with Benedict dead at Perugia, Rome is with us as well. And yet I find my heart gripped with sudden misgivings. Dante and Domenico assured me that this is a great victory, that we will annihilate them root and branch. But I wonder, in breaking the Templars' public facade, are we merely driving them into the shadows? 50 years ago, the Templars thought us destroyed, after all. Vanishing from the public eye has proven our greatest strength in this intermediate war. Are we now granting the same boon to our enemies? Dante Alighieri and Domenico Auditore. What if Altair's Codex made it to Italy by then? Attendant study. Collect your income. Use it to renovate. Got it. Memento Gallery. Access mementos from Arno's missions. Training room. Train to improve your assassin skills. Arno's room. Read letters from Elise, check your profile and your gear loadout. Legacy room. Access your legacy outfits. Club hall. Access all your club activities. Armor room. Solve Nostradamus enigmas to unlock the armor of Tomas de Carnelion. And that just happens to be right down here, huh?
Impressive, no?
What is it?
An heirloom of the Brotherhood. That armor was worn by Thomas de Cornelion.
I have no earthly idea who that is.
He led the raid that captured Jacques de Molay, broke the Templars' power in Europe for over a century. It used to be that an assassin who did a great service for the Brotherhood and for France would be given his armor in thanks. The seal that opens the vault was lost 200 years ago. It hasn't been opened since.
I can see why calling a locksmith was out of the question. Tell me about this seal.
It consisted of 3 rings, one for each of the 3 doors, but the seal was broken before it was lost. The fragments are no doubt scattered around Paris, with only the vaguest clues as to their whereabouts.
And if someone would find all of them, would you say that he had done a great service for the Brotherhood in France?
I suppose I would at that.
So here's this game's armor. Born in 1276 in the Republic of Metz, Thomas was a wealthy banker and economic rival of the Knights Templar. He contributed a sizable force, probably of Flemish mercenaries, to Philip IV's arrest and imprisonment of the Templars on October 13, 1307. With his chief rival out of the way, Thomas and his cabal of supporters, including such luminaries as Dante Alighieri, Marco Polo, and Domenico Auditore, spread their influence across Europe, toppling monarchs and bishops alike as they saw fit. He died of an illness in Venice sometime around the spring of 1323. Oh dear. Real history time. Thomas de Carnelion was mentor of the French Brotherhood in the late 13th through early 14th centuries. He was one of the key participants on the downfall of the original Templar Order, back when they conveniently wore enormous red targets on their chests. Those Flemish mercenaries were us, by the way, but I'm guessing you already saw that when you experienced Helix or whatever focus group tested audience-approved marketing speak they use these days. After Jacques de Molay and his cronies were rounded up, Thomas and his assassin brothers and sisters spent a decade of crisscrossing Europe. On a side note, I spent a month crisscrossing Europe after university, and I'll tell you what, it bloody felt like a decade. At least those guys spent their time rooting out Templar influence whenever they found it. I spent mine chasing a Spanish girl called Catalina, who I thought had stolen my heart, but in fact had stolen my wallet. Anyway, did you enjoy the Renaissance? You can thank Tomas and his associates for paving the way for it. Anno 1561. I have been increasingly subject to visions composed of obscure sentences and strange characters which carry meaning beyond my understanding. The visions were of such force that, overcome, I passed into a trance. Therein I saw a weighty disc burst into many fragments, which themselves would disperse across a Paris I could scarcely recognize. Such were the changes. Each fragment of the disc accompanied by quatrains of unknown meaning, and to each of those a symbol assigned. Upon awakening, I have written here the words and the symbols to each associated. It is for someone more learned than I to solve their meaning and recover whatever value they protect. Nostradamus. The Lady of the... But you just let me read the thing. Michel de Nostradamus was born on December 14th, 1503 in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence in the south of France. An apothecary, he drafted his first almanac in 1550, in which he predicted events to come in relatively obscure rhyming couplets. It was around this time that he began to go by the name of Nostradamus, actually an inaccurate Latin translation of Nostradam. He went on to publish the Prophecies, a work that would effectively ensure his fame and reputation. He was summoned to the court by Catherine de Medicis in 1555. It seemed that he predicted the death of Henry II, King of France, correctly foretelling that Henry's skull would be pierced in a duel with his master-at-arms in 1559. In 1564, Charles IX assigned him the role of physician in ordinary to the king. He died of July 2nd, 1566 in Salon de Provence. But he didn't see that coming. The Lady of the Domicile judges comings and goings from her couch-like throne at the top of the stairs. Lowly sinners as each we are, aspire to the domed heavens. Fickle fate points beyond, where a supine city beckons. Gotta go to the roof. Got to go to the roof. That's what I said. Oh, it's raining. Rooster. Lead to fragments. Fragments open doors, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Open doors in the armor room beneath the cafe. That was an easy one, though. They're like 12 or whatever, I think. And they are a lot harder. Arno, just go through the window. Or just use the door like a normal person. Do you want to find anything else?
The previous owners must have walled off a room in the main hall. Perhaps you'd be interested in what they found.
Okay then. What did they find? Looks like an old tailor's closet. Report on the recruitment of Mademoiselle La Maupin. This letter is written in a strong, flowing hand in a calligraphic style popular near the end of the last century. The following are the words of brother assassin Louis-Joseph d'Albert de Lunes, Comte d'Albert, as set down by master assassin Marcel, on account of the former being grievously wounded in his shoulder, with further commentary by Monsieur Marcel, like so. On instruction of my mentor, I set forth for Villeperdue on my steed, Argent, a fine stallion from good Andalusian stock. Brother D'Albert here digresses at length upon the virtues of his steed. Deeming this irrelevant to the business of the Brotherhood, I have excised it. My business was the identification and recruitment of a potential initiate, a swordsman and singer of some repute, a fellow by the name of La Maupin. I told him she was a woman. The broadsheets announcing her fencing demonstrations proclaimed her a woman. Her name takes the feminine case. Brother D'Albert clearly needs to meditate upon the improvement of his senses. Much to my surprise, when I arrived at the tavern when I was to find the gentleman, what I found was instead plainly a young woman, fair of countenance and of hair, singing bawdy chansonnettes and demonstrating swordplay for an admiring crowd. My brother assassins and I approached her, whereupon I complimented her most highly upon her talents and inquired if we might speak. However, for reasons surpassing understanding, she became incensed at my words and threatened all three of us. From the testimony of Brother D'Albert's comrades, his exact words were, "I've listened to your chirping, O pretty bird, now tell me of your plumage." My brothers rushed nobly to my defense, but showed some not ungentlemanly hesitation in striking a woman. I likewise attempted to talk her down, but taking my hesitation to shed blood as a sign of weakness, the mademoiselle struck me through the right shoulder so that her blade protruded 6 inches from my back. Doubtless shocked by the sight of blood, she fled the scene, while my brothers helped me to the village barber. The accounts of Brother D'Albert's brothers tell a rather different story, that the young lady roundly trounced all three of them, struck Brother D'Albert a crippling blow, and then withdrew to the bar to order a cup of burgundy. Based on this irrational and illogical reaction, I must conclude that Mademoiselle Maupin would be a poor choice for recruitment. And having tutored the Mademoiselle personally in the arts of the stage, I must conclude that Brother D'Albert is a great ass and should no more be in charge of recruitment than an orang-utan should be in charge of the crockery. Interesting. Any more renovations? 1,000 for the exterior. Okay.
That well's been disused for years. It'll be nice to have fresh water again.
And I do not have enough for the last ones. Okie doke. Can't go down. Journal de Paris, 1791. Oh wait, I think I've read this already. Yeah, I've read this one. That's why it's not appearing on the map.
Here for a fight, monsieur?
Come again.
A training match, that is. An assassin can never be too well prepared.
Isn't our mandate to work in the shadows? Stay undetected and all that?
Call this the fallback option. Better to practice here in safety than pick a fight with ruffians in the streets. No?
Touché.
This is the training room. Here you can practice assassin skills.
Here to try them out.
You can also access the training room through the tutorial menu. That's where I just came up from. These mementos. Pair of hammers stolen from the blacksmiths. The chalice used by the Assassin Council for Arno's rite of passage. No, get down, get down. This coat of arms represents your completed accomplishments. Artifacts of Paris. This statue's level is equal to your weakest piece of armor. I just started. Anything upstairs? Use the legacy room. Got Altair. Here we have Ezio. Move tip. Got Connor. And Edward. Arno's room. This box contains all the letters Arno received from Elise.
Paris, September 23rd, 1788. Dear Arno, I never thought I could be so bored in Paris. Can you imagine it? The greatest city in the world, and here I am, stuck in endless lectures from dawn to dusk. It's worse than that winter we spent in Strasbourg. Do you remember? When it snowed for a week straight, and we couldn't leave the house, and all the books in the library were in German. We convinced that cook the house was haunted by some young Frankish prince, and the poor man refused to leave his kitchen without a rosary in one hand and a Bible in the other. I miss those days. The things I'm learning from Father's friends are... well, I wish I could tell you about them. Someday, perhaps. But not now. And not like this. But still, I find myself missing those days. Missing home. Missing you. Next time Father comes to Paris, you must persuade him to bring you along. I remain always your Elise.
the rich ones this day, haven't they? I bet you all thought your money and power would... My mind is at peace. Well,
leave him alone. Take your stuff. Ooh, beer. We can go back to Versailles if we wanted. Ooh, there's a green chest. Oh, I think that's my income. Every bit helps.
Not a bad take.
20 francs. It's better than nothing. Anyway, let's do a mission. Bookshelves and books are added.
It seems some royalist fanatics called Les Actes des Apôtres are on a book-burning spree. Many rare manuscripts are in danger. Meet my contact at Place Dauphine and save what you can. We'll find them a good home here.
Okay.
Mon Dieu.
You're way over there, huh?
Come back here, you see?
Got him.
Frappe au visage!
Let's get some collectibles on the way. Oh, I see you. There's another. Can I get this chest?
Encore un disciple de Cagliostro chassant les démons.
Hey! Hey! Stop there! Or I'll saw your bloody legs off! Hey, sinner!
I'm gonna loot you because you hurt me. Oh, you go to level 2. Never mind. Let's go get this cockade. That was a jump. let me just mark this to be sure I'm not going up too far. No, it looks like it's at the top. Never mind. There it is. Is there no haystack? Phooey. And down on the ground. Phrygian Cap. The Phrygian Cap was originally a symbol worn by Paris, son of Prima from Phrygia, that would be taken up in late Roman iconography, well before it became a symbol of the Parisian sans-culotte. Revolutionary aesthetics were particularly inspired by classical culture and, therefore, by the Greco-Roman world. The filius was a soft conical cap given by Roman masters to their slaves once they were freed. The cap was adopted by the sans-culotte in 1792. For 2 years I made someone at the school believe that the Phrygian cap was a form of birth control. No real relevance here, I'm just proud. What was that? Oh. That's right, I can steal from people. Oh, there's an enigma. We're at level 3. I'm gonna save you for later. I'll save you for later too, chest. Up you go, Arno. Not close enough.
Bloody royal!
There. You're level 1. Should be a bit easier. Now then, Cockade, where are you? Oh, you're the one underground. Never mind. Let's actually do the mission. It's a big crowd. Never look for me up here. Oop, I didn't want to do that. Do I go and spend sync points? I got 2. Ah, I need 4 for that. Might as well get environmental blending, so I can sit on the bench. Why not? Environmental blending allows you to join stationary civilians and hide from enemies. Approach a blend location to hide automatically. Ranged weapons allow you to hit distant enemies. There is no door here. Wait, this is where we were before with Belek. Go. People out enjoying company. Excuse me.
Thank God you're here. They burned most of Monsieur Deschamps' library already. Please save what you can.
Run back them.
Shush. And I'll loot you too. Anyone need a quill pen?
Damn Philip! No!
Just to be safe. Someone needs help over here.
Votre temps est révolu! C'est le nôtre maintenant!
And, yoink. And a yoink. But there's nobody around. That is a dead end. Voila. Auto da fe. An auto da fe, from the Portuguese for act of faith, was originally a ritual for the Inquisition wherein the accused made proof of their good faith. However, since the ritual generally ended with the accused being burnt at the stake, in the popular mind, auto da fe came to mean the burning itself. The term came to France during the Revolution and was turned inside out, now meaning a revolutionary act of faith against Christian clerics. Yeesh. Let's go solve a murder.
What's your hurry, friend? Stop and
I'll
chat.
not discuss this in the street.
Oh, votre gentillesse mérite des louanges. Merci.
You're welcome.
Qu'est-ce qui leur prend?
Piece of bread.
Arno. Bienvenue dans mon échoppe.
Refill my stuff, please. Thank you.
Il a conscience, crois-moi.
I see you, red people.
We represent the free citizens of France. You represent the state of...
Vous aurez appris les dernières nouvelles à vos tours dans la Gazette. N'approchez pas.
Thanks for jumping in, guys, but I can handle
What
it.
is it? Something the matter, brother?
That's 3 times this month.
I gotta eat. You gotta feed me. Works out.
Shut it. What do you want?
A lot of crime going on. Need help?
I've got things well under control, thank you very much.
What about all the murders you never solve?
I said shut it, Vidocq.
Think about it. He solves them. You get the credit.
Tell you what. Solve a murder, I'll give you a weapon out of the bin. Meanwhile, I have more important things to do.
Hey. I know the streets. I can help you out.
Why would you?
Because that stinking stupid pig of a police minister doesn't have the stinking stupid sense to do anything that might give even a grifter like me hope that someday, this city might not be a shitty place to live. And because I'm bored out my bloody mind.
Oh, for the love of God, Vidocq, shush!
Jean-Francois Vidocq. No. Born in 1775, Vidocq was but a lad during the French Revolution. He spent his youth as a petty thief and was frequently in jail. However, his association with thieves was to prove beneficial. By the Napoleonic era, he was working as an informant for the police and eventually became a policeman himself. They usually say crime doesn't pay. For this fellow, it not only paid, but came with a pension and medical. In fact, he was one of the forefathers of the deductive method of crime solving and founded a unit that grew to become the Sûreté, France's premier crime-fighting organization. He always worked both sides of the law, but his criminal friends proved invaluable to him as a detective. guide for bringing forth justice. If you want to solve crimes, you can't just wander in and throw the first suspicious person you meet in jail. Well, you can, but you'll almost always get the wrong person. Look, you're going to have to get serious and have a comprehensive system to sort out who did it, why, and how. I'm going to make it easy for you and list the basics right here. Read these over, then go out and nab the murderer. Everything you discover will be kept in a case file. Look there to review what you've learned. Examine all clues and speak to all witnesses. Use your eyes and ears. Some clues will lead you to new places. Don't be lazy. Go there and look for more clues. Review your case file. Use your head. Which suspect has the ability, means, and motive? When you know that only one suspect could have done the crime, return to the murderer and accuse them.
Something kind of creepy about monks. Closed up like that in a big building. Sometimes that's hard on people. Better check out the monastery here on the island, though.
Okay. Excusez-moi. You know what I mean.
There now, what do you want? Whose side are you on? What exactly are you accusing? Who are you fighting for? I'm no traitor. Oh, you've got this covered, huh? Die, you coward!
I'll get you right in! Got the bastard!
It's me. Leave me alone. Where's the way in? A dead monk, Friar Jean, strangled with a strand of rosary beads. He appears to have fallen from his chair while writing at his desk. Oof. Clenched in the monk's dead fist is a crumpled bit of paper, apparently torn from a diary. It reads, "Guilty. I poisoned them. He claimed it was God's will that I do so because of the prediction, but I cannot escape my guilt. I am a murderer. I must confess everything right this minute before... No, it's unfinished. An older monk lying dead in his bed. His features are sallow and his face is ashen gray. An older monk lying dead in his bed. His features are sallow and face is ashen gray. Same thing.
Dear Lord, Friars Stanislas, Bernard, and even the respected Friar Benoit, and then Friar Jean, all dead. It passeth all understanding. 3 monks survived, praise God, but I dare not think. Is it possible that the murderer is one of them? Bah, ridiculous. Which of them would be capable of such an atrocity? But I dare not think. Is it possible that the murderer is one of them?
It's possible.
Ridiculous. Which of them would be capable of such an atrocity?
Saw a monk right over there, starting a fire he was. A fire, here in the vineyard. Well, I yelled at him to get on out of there, and he ran off.
Poisoned the cask of wine, but I served it. If he knew that I am about to confess, he would not hesitate to murder me himself. Well, curse the day the predictions of Nostradamus ever came into Honore's possession. He is quite mad, and he has driven me to madness. But I am... Oh, missed some stuff upstairs.
So much happened. First, the death of the elder monks. Friar Jean served them wine, and they immediately became very tired. They went to bed and couldn't be roused. I ran to the doctor. When I came back, what did I find? They were all dead. And there's Friar Jean, strangled at his desk.
Missed some things up here. Property of Friar Jean. Personal effects. Also at the bottom of the chest, a single page torn from a book. The 7 branches will be reduced to 3. The elder one surprised by death. The 2 seduced to fratricide. The conspirators will die as they sleep. Personal effects. Of note is an enormous book filled with intriguing quatrains, the prophecies of Nostradamus. We'll check over here.
I am very worried about Friar Honoré. He and Friar Jean were quite close. I fear Jean's murder has affected Honoré's sanity.
Something tells me Honoré's probably guilty.
God's will cannot be understood by mortal man. We search and pray and do the best we can. Small hints can be discerned, say, in the writings of prophets. I believe Nostradamus is one.
Well, that's all the clues.
God's will cannot be understood by mortal man. We search and pray and do the best we can. The conspirators were foretold to die in their sleep. Jean was victim of a fratricide. Is it murder to fulfill a prophecy? It's all coming true, I tell you. Even this.
He's a bit off his nut, if you ask me. Arrest the madman. 9 times out of 10, you're right. Go ahead.
Yay, no false accusations. I got a wooden hammer. Friar Honoré became obsessed with the predictions of Nostradamus and brought his friend Friar Jean into his obsession. Together they plotted to make one of Nostradamus' predictions come true. Honoré poisoned a cask of wine and Jean served it to the elder monks, the eldest of the branches. In a fit of remorse, Friar Jean decided to confess and was in the act of writing of this decision in his diary when he was surprised by Friar Honoré, who then strangled Jean with his own rosary beads. Honoré then attempted to burn a page from Jean's diary, but was seen by the vineyard worker and ran off in a fright.
Follow up on what you found. You'll get there.
I already did. Oh, that's the one underground. Dang it. Is there anything else I can quickly do? I could renovate a social club.
Are you loyal to France or Rome? Oh, no, don't. Makes me question.
Shush you. Excuse me.
Aurait-il perdu l'esprit? Une raison à faire, moi.
Cafe income will increase.
Je te parle de tes activités subversives. Allez, debout. On n'a pas fini de discuter.
The Marseillaise. On April 20th, 1792, the Assembly declared war on the King of Bohemia and Hungary, and the homeland was in danger and had to be defended at any cost. A few days later, at the request of the mayor of Strasbourg, a young officer, Roger de Roget, sang a rather violent song which he had composed for the armies of the Rhine. Arise, children of the fatherland, the day of glory has arrived. Against us tyranny raises its bloody barrier. Do you hear in the countryside the roar of those ferocious soldiers? They're coming right into your arms to cut the throats of your sons and women. To arms, citizens, form your battalions. Let us march, let us march. Let an impure blood water our furrows. The music is said to be inspired from a Mozart concerto. In fact, the song was not made popular by the Army of the Rhine, but by the volunteers from Marseille, who would take up the song and gradually transform it into an anthem. La Marseillaise became the rallying call to the French Revolution and embodied the values it sought to spread along with its conquests. Well done, everybody. Scoozy. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Sorry. I wanted to do that. You know this was not my intention. Let's go assassinate a target. Easy peasy. Bridge brigands. Sorry.
Qu'y a-t-il cette fois?
Right behind you. Oh, hell, that's not good.
Rentrez, je crois.
Bye-bye. There's the way up. Is this it? Move, pop up. Bandit thugs are extorting common citizens by charging a payment simply to cross the bridge. Eliminate their captains on each bridge. Okay, I can do that quickly. No, get out, Arno. Do this while I'm on the way.
Mais qu'est-ce que j'ai pu faire? Doucement.
The first bridge on this location was built during the lull in the 100 Years' War in around 1378. It was named after the small nearby chapel of Saint Michel in the enclosure of the Place de Roy, which also lent its name to the district. It was the first location of a fixed bridge linking to the cité to the left bank. Like all other bridges at the time, it was fragile and often ravaged by floodwaters. At the time of the Revolution, it was lined with 32 houses, which would only be demolished in 1809. Pretty soon. Excuse me. Moving on to the next bond.
I was by your tavern last night.
Buy legs if you wanted to.
Leave him alone.
Ready for you.
After him! After him!
Please attack me. I was helping civilians.
Cheer. Il a pourtant l'air civilisé. Bloody revolutionary bastard!
Shush. Dang it. Oh. Thanks for the help, guys. You just stole my kill.
I'm with you.
On to the next.
I'll get you right in.
Ooh.
Get round the side.
Oh. Ooh, you're a tough one.
I'll get you.
No, 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 no. Time to run away. Going, keep going, keep going. Just got this one left. I'll read you later. I gotta finish up quickly because it's time to eat. That didn't help. Hey, I'm an advanced trainee. And with that, I gotta call it quits. So, if you liked this video, let me know in the comments. If you really liked it, press that cute little like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Luke Dog, and I'll see you next time. Get back here. Come on, crowd, come on! There. Au revoir.